Good morning, everyone. We're going to do a morning edition of Cooking with Nichole today. I've had several requests for some breakfast options. When you're eating in a low carb or keto lifestyle, the most obvious option is always going to be eggs and your breakfast meats like sausage and bacon and that kind of thing. And, quite honestly, probably about week 3, week 4, after chatting with my patients, they're like, I am sick of eggs. I can't eat eggs anymore. And so it's then a matter of finding some options for folks or for folks that are following this lifestyle that get away from the breakfast pastries. When you think about it, breakfast pastries are great. Donuts, the Danish, your banana breads and that kind of thing. But you're essentially eating dessert for breakfast. And remember when you were a kid and you wanted to have your leftover birthday cake the next morning for your birthday and for your breakfast, and your mom was like, no, you can't have dessert for your breakfast. It's the same dang thing, folks. And so getting away from those foods are getting you off on the right foot, because when you start out your day by not spiking your insulin and starting with fats and proteins, you're keeping that insulin factor down. You're not going to be hungry as much throughout the rest of the day, so much less snacky. You're not going to spike and drop that insulin level, which drives more and more hunger cravings and sugar cravings. Protein keeps you full and satisfied for a lot longer. Plus, it's a denser molecule to break down into its usable building blocks to keep that muscle mass in place. And when you're reducing the amount of carbs and sugars that you're taking in, you're gonna have to burn more body fat in order to break down those bigger quantities of protein. And then when you add a little bit of fat component to it, it just makes that fullness last longer. And so that's the concept behind this breakfast. I've had 3 bowls of oatmeal already this morning. As I've been playing around with this recipe. So I'm good for a long time. And I hope you love it. I really do think it's a good option for you. So what we've got here is 2 tablespoons of coconut flour, 2 tablespoons of chia seed, 2 tablespoons of flaxseed meal. And so basically they've just taken flaxseed and ground it down. You can find it in the regular grocery stores. It's usually in like the health food or organic food section of most grocery stores. Although I have been finding, because keto and low carb are catching on more and more across our population, grocery stores are now starting to carry these lesser known products in the actual baking aisles. And I did find this yesterday at Cashwise in the regular baking aisle. But if you have flaxseed on hand and you have a coffee grinder and you don't want to have to buy the package by itself, you can just take your 2 tablespoons of flaxseed, put it in your coffee grinder and grind it down to a finer mill. Works the same. So we got our 2 tablespoons of flaxseed oil, 2 tablespoons of heavy cream, 3/4 of a cup of unsweetened vanilla almond milk, and then we're gonna do 1 tablespoon of the sugar-free pancake syrup. The recipe that inspired this, and I did tweak it up, I'll tell you that right now, I did tweak it a little bit, actually called for a sugar-free maple syrup. And I can give you a couple of examples of this, but I'm using this, but in order to keep this within the nutrition facts information, that's why I had to eat 3 bowls of oatmeal, is to get the nutrition facts right. I have to take this down to 1 tablespoon to stay within parameters. So here we go. We're just gonna dump all of our dry ingredients together in this is a Carb bowl, but you could use a glass bowl. I would again avoid using a ceramic, because I think the ceramic will fry it in the microwave. So we've got our coconut flour, our chia seed, and our flaxseed meal. And then we're going to just take our little whisk and just whisk it kind of together to kind of break up the little clumps of coconut flour so it's all a more even consistency. There we go. And then we're going to take our 2 tablespoons of heavy cream, our 3/4 of a cup of unsweetened almond milk. As you see here, I have the Almond Breeze Almond Coconut Blend Milk. You can use that. Perhaps maybe you don't want to use the almond milk, and maybe you want to find another option. And maybe you have like a protein shake on hand. This is the Premier Protein Vanilla Shake. You could use 3/4 of a cup with this of this instead of the almond milk. Now it will increase the carbs, about 1 to 2 grams of carbs if you use 3/4 of a cup of a protein shake. But maybe this is a lunch situation for you, or you really are okay with having that little extra carb first thing in the morning. This also adds more protein to the mix as well. So you could also use a vanilla protein shake, but I'm going to use the vanilla almond milk unsweetened. And then we're gonna do our 1 tablespoon of our Hungry Jack sugar-free pancake syrup. It adds that to oatmeal, that maple syrup flavor, or that mapley flavor that you would find in oatmeals, you know, when you get the little easy simple packets that you can just mix together. And you just kind of stir it all together so it's combined. There we go. And then you're gonna pop it in the microwave for a minute. Take it out of the microwave, stir it up so it all gets a even consistency, put it back in the microwave for 30 more seconds, take it out, stir it. It should be a nice, thick oatmeal type of consistency. If it's not quite done or it's not quite heated through, still a little watery or liquidy, you can pop it back in, but I would only pop it back in for another 15 seconds. Take it out, stir it up. You don't want to overcook it or it's going to get dry and hard and kind of crumbly. I did it for exactly a minute, stirred it, put it back in for 30 seconds, took it out, stirred it, and it was the perfect consistency. It was awesome. I actually added a little bit of cinnamon on top of it for a little extra kick. You could also put some walnut halves or pecan halves on top of it as well if you're wanting to add that. If you didn't want to use a protein shake as a mixture or the almond milk, well, I guess you would have to use the almond milk, but if you were wanting to add protein to it without the protein shake, you could add some collagen protein powder. A scoop of collagen protein powder would up the ante with the protein fact as well, and there's no carbs in this. So the nutrition facts for a bowl of the keto oatmeal, this is 381 calories, 5 grams of net carb, and 10 grams of protein. If you're needing to add more protein to your day, some turkey sausage links, some bacon, or like I said, you know, throw a little extra collagen into it as well, and you've added that protein factor. This is your sweet deal for the day. I hope you're all having a wonderful morning, and we'll talk to you soon.